What's good? What's good? We back. Boxing clinic and more. And interesting topic. Shout out to Roman Jesus who's already in the chat and Rashid Towns in the chat. What's going on? We back in this thing, man. Y'all know we do. We talk real trail sports, not just boxing, man. We keep it 100, we keep it a buck. And when other channels say, "Oh, I'm not biased," like casual boxing talk, which is he's super biased. Limited bias here. You know, mostly supported by truth and facts. And shout out to everybody out there that's who rolling with us, man. I appreciate it, man. And who holding the fort down. I'm getting to some comments. I'm not going through them like I usually do. A lot of things have changed and things have switched up. So there's more comments coming in, but more comments, more bullshit, and there's still good comments coming in. So, you know, the yin and the yang. What's up, the perfectionist, perfection, so on, Saul. Let me know what y'all rolling in chat. Let me know what's going on, what's happening, man. As well, man. I definitely appreciate everybody up in here, man. Let me see if anybody want to hop on, man. See if anybody want to hop on. I'll buy two real quick, and we'll see what happens. You know, but let me hop on the chat. You know, you see the title, man. You see what the title say, man. Talk about Canelo Alvarez, man. Vanes Martirosyan. He dropped the bomb today, man. This is something that I did wonder, and I think I pretty much I brought this up, man. I brought this up when I was telling you guys, you know, give me 1 second. I was telling you guys that Canelo Alvarez hadn't elected to fight for the WBC title belt. He didn't fight for the title belt the first fight with Triple G. I was the only channel telling you guys, stress you that Canelo Alvarez did not fight for the WBC title last time out with Triple G. That is a fact. That is a super fact. He didn't fight for the title. And with that being said, he wasn't VADA drug tested in the first fight. You know, he was not VADA drug tested. Vanes Martirosyan, man. Vanes Martirosyan went on Twitter today. You can go to his Twitter. And I'm gonna read exactly what he said. Go ahead.
I'll be back, man.
Oh, go ahead for sure. Take your time. I'm gonna go to exactly, you know, what he said on Twitter, man. You know, and I don't believe he took it down neither. But we're gonna go with Vanes said, man. I know Vanes, he ain't a popular guy right now, but and it's on his Twitter page. It's the second tweet, the first two tweets, but starting off with the second one. Vanes Martirosyan said, Canelo boxing fans that are blind and so stupid to see the truth and sending me hate mail, which they sent them hate mail because we talked about what he said. I'll get back to that as well too. He goes on to say, I put a middle finger up. There was no VADA first fight. Canelo didn't like WBC for years and didn't fight for the WBC the first fight. When he got cool with the WBC, he got caught. He said cough, but he meant caught. Scary emoji face. I'm also a big boxing fan, so fuck all cheats. Then he says in the next tweet, I would like to apologize to absolutely fucking nobody. Respect boxing, clean sport. Now, you know, he's continuing to go on to say drugs do not ruin your career. Drug tests do. I mean, his Twitter line is going crazy right now, bro. It is exactly going crazy, man. And he dropped the bombshell right there. So I was always wondering, did Canelo Alvarez take the VADA drug testing? Because I told you guys he didn't fight. He didn't fight for the WBC title versus Triple G. So maybe now the reason he didn't fight for the WBC title versus Triple G, you know what I'm saying, was because he didn't want to take the drug test. You know, maybe that was the fake beef with the WBC that he didn't want to take the drug test. So, I mean, what do people got to say now? And I apologize to the VADA testing for saying that they tested Canelo and he still was juicing. Apparently, this is one of the best kept secrets in the sport. Triple G did VADA testing for the first fight, but Canelo didn't. So how could Triple G team be so naive to believe that Canelo Alvarez, you know what I'm saying, was gonna come in clean. It's been inklings about Canelo Alvarez, you know, through the boxing world before, you know, being juiced up before. You know, it's been inklings. What's going on, Jeffrey Lopez? It's been inklings. So he wasn't random drug testing the first fight. I mean, who raised Triple G team, dog? Legitimately. Who raised Triple G team? I mean, they got killed in negotiations the first fight. They didn't make sure they make sure Canelo was VADA testing. They knew he wasn't elected to fight for the WBC belt, so he wasn't drug testing. There was no 30 or 7-day weigh-in. I've done videos on all this, and nobody said nothing. After the fight, Triple G didn't say nothing. When he got popped for Kimbuterol, I don't remember Triple G saying nothing. What's going on, Bracy? You know what I'm saying? Triple G didn't say nothing. You know, and you know why he didn't say nothing? Because his team was gonna look bad. Tom Loeffler, you the promoter. You part of the K2 promotions. How do you let your fighter go into a fight on an uneven playing field versus a promotional stable in Golden Boy? You know, who ain't the most credible right now? You know what I'm saying? Even before that, it's been talks about Golden Boy promotion doing other fishy things, which I won't get into. Legitimately, not only did he get raped on the paperwork, Black Caesar, not only did he get raped on the paperwork, he got raped in negotiations where he took a random drug test and Canelo didn't. So he went in there with an unfair advantage. And look how Canelo had roided up. You know what I'm saying? He knew Triple G was going to whoop his ass. So he needed an unfair advantage going in that fight. Even in the Chavez Jr. fight, let's go back, man. Even in the Chavez Jr. fight, all right? He didn't look that big at 164.5. You know? So truly Triple G went into that fight with Canelo in that fight with an unfair advantage. Unfair advantage. Even you, Roman Jesus, can't be that naive, bro. To still be backing Canelo Alvarez when he didn't even take a drug test the first fight, bro. He didn't take a drug test. He didn't take a drug test. And Triple G didn't say nothing. You know why? Because his whole team was gonna look stupid and bad. I think they was in cahoots, dog. Seriously, dog. I think that was some WWE stage shit with Canelo and Triple G now, even more than ever. I think it was staged, dog. Because why would Vanes Matarosian have to come out and say this, dog? Why wasn't it come from all this shit they talk about? Canelo eating bad beef in the Nike or in the Jordan commercial. And at the luncheon when Ring Magazine presented Triple G with the ring belt after they stood by Canelo and then they stripped him at the end. They stood by Triple G, okay? I mean, stood by Canelo. They stripped him and gave Triple G the belt once he was already signed to fight Canelo Alvarez. At the luncheon, they had USDA approved beef, you know, as a joke next to the meat. You know what I'm saying? Look at all the little shit that they doing, dog. You know what I'm saying? But out of all the shots taken at Triple G, out of all the little press clippings, taken at Canelo from treating Triple G, out of all the shots took at him at Canelo Alvarez, everybody failed to mention that Canelo Alvarez didn't take a VADA test the first fight. Because they know it was gonna look bad on Team Triple G. Come on, who in their right mind will sign with Tom Loeffler, even if it's with his 360 promotions or even if it's with K2 promotions who we work with? Who would sign with Tom Loeffler when, let's go back, they was about to fight Billy Joe Saunders for the Undisputed in June in Kazakhstan. Billy Joe Saunders, they had a deal in place. Oscar told them, if you fight Billy Joe Saunders in June, you won't get the Canelo fight in September. What they do? They drop the fight. If you got all the belts, what is Canelo Alvarez going to do? Canelo Alvarez has a ring belt. The ring belt doesn't mean nothing in today's sports no more. It has no prestige like that no more. You don't need it to be undisputed. All right? You don't need it. So you got all the belts. Where else Canelo going to go? If you got all the belts, where else can he go to make ends meet? Defending the ring belt? Ain't nobody buying that. Not even a casual fan buying that. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody buying that. So Tom Loeffler's in K2 Promotions and Team Triple G has been getting manhandled by the Golden Boy in these negotiations. They finally grew a pair and got a good negotiation tactic and had Billy Joe Saunders as a backup plan in these negotiations. You know, this dude fought on an uneven playing field. That's like Alexander Povetkin, you know, not signing up for Vita testing, but Anthony Johnson signing up for Vita testing. You think Eddie Hearn will let Anthony Joshua do Vita testing and not Alexander Povetkin? Come on, man. These is Junior cheeseburger mistakes. You know, this is a 4 for 4 from Wendy mistake that dude at the cash register in the drive-thru lane and Wendy's wouldn't even make. It's dudes in preschool and kindergarten who wouldn't make that mistake in negotiations. You know? Seriously, they dominated them in negotiations even more than I knew. Dominated Canelo Alvarez. Dominated Gennady Golovkin in negotiations. He was getting tested while he wasn't. You know, and then he said, well, he got back cool with the WBC. Okay, he got back cool with the WBC, started rocking with him, and then he got caught juicing. Come on, man. How can you still defend Canelo Alvarez at this point? If this is true, which it is true, I believe. How can you defend Canelo Alvarez at this point, man? How can you still say, you know, I'm with Canelo Alvarez at this point? Seriously. You know, if Wilder, Joshua, whoever, Earl, Terrence, Kell Brook, any of these dudes tested positive for clenbuterol, they will be getting killed. That's a cop out. All athletes ain't on shit. Ain't all athletes on nothing. No, that's a cop out. And that's the first thing a lot of people say when somebody of prominence get caught on juice. Well, everybody else on it. No, that's like you and your homies in the room and y'all busting down some hoes in the hotel room. All right, y'all fucking some hoes in the hotel room. Let's get a little X-rated here. And his girl walk in there, or his girl catch him cheating. He like this on social media, on Instagram. Well, I got caught cheating, so was Matt and Bill and Jill and Will. They always cheating with hoes in the hotel room. You know what I'm saying? That's some real snitch shit. I ain't even saying it's snitch shit. That's hoe shit. Oh, when you get caught, well, everybody was doing it. No, everybody wasn't doing it. You know, and I understand the Vita testing ain't even 365. They only test them 10 to 16 weeks out from a fight. So these dudes fighting only 2 times a year, the windows are larger for them to start cheating. Is it more people? Is a lot of people cheating in the sport of boxing? Hell yeah. Diuretics is banned. You know, certain things in GNC is banned. I feel that. You know what I'm saying? Don't forget to hit the like button and share this shit. See, they don't want to hear the real shit, dog. That's why I'm gonna get back to that real shit, man. Fuck these views and fuck all the other bullshit. Fuck that shit, man. There's too many dudes on YouTube perpetrating with fake shit, dog. Chasing news. They ain't chasing the real issues in boxing. They ain't talking real boxing. They ain't talking no real boxing. They ain't even talking about the jab, the technique. I do all that, man. You know, if you want that clickbait shit, that casual boxing talk, whatever it is. If you want that shit where motherfuckers just riding the coattails, the niggas in the LDBC, excuse me, they're making videos off our videos, go ahead and ride them coattails. But make sure when you go over there and you deal with that whole shit, unsubscribe from me and keep it moving. You know, if you ain't trying to learn about boxing, or you ain't trying to teach me something about boxing, and we ain't gonna grow in this boxing shit together and this real boxing shit, man, the rest of that fake shit can hit the door. You can leave right now. Because if you gonna sit here and rationalize the motherfucker cheating, I don't want you, dog. Because I'm not gonna do that unless it's a legit excuse. You know, unless he was legitimately cleared. I feel it. And people say the hair test, I don't believe it. Now that this is coming out that he didn't really do Vita testing, his traps, his delts, his arms was huge as hell. There's no defending this, dog. You could defend Anthony Joshua. You could find a way to defend Anthony Joshua. You know what? You could say, oh, you don't need 50 million or something. Oh, you know what? That's your opinion right there. I can't change it. You can't change it. I can't change your opinion on that. Bud versus Earl, that's an opinion to it happen. I can't change your opinion on that. You know? I can't change your, but the fact is this dude cheated. He got caught 2 times. And now it's coming out that Canelo Alvarez did not take random drug tests the first fight. Golovkin, if I'm Golovkin, dog, if I'm Gennady Golovkin, what up, Corey Lee Boxing in the house? If I'm Gennady Golovkin, oh, we got a little bit of backlash. There we go. Hold on. There we go. Your speakers on?
Oh shit! I'm gonna shit. My bad, yo.
Oh, you good, bro?
Let me take my shit off.
Are you good? Nah.
I'm off the chain.
What's going on? What's going on? If I'm Gennady Golovkin, I'm firing all them motherfuckers today. I'm firing the manager. If this true, I'm firing K2. I'm firing them Klitschko motherfuckers. I'm beating Tom Loeffler ass like Don King beat that ass in the back of the Mike Tyson beat Don King ass in the back of the limo. If this is true, that was Vanes Monterrosian is saying, I believe it is true because Canelo didn't fight for the WBC title. He did not do random drug testing in the first fight with Gennady Golovkin. Corey, he did not do random drug testing versus in the first fight with Gennady Golovkin.
Who did? Who didn't?
Canelo Alvarez. No, Canelo Alvarez didn't do random drug testing, but Golovkin did random drug testing.
Oh, that's some bullshit, bro. Like he probably signed one of the worst deals in boxing history. Like for that first fight. I wouldn't. Hold on,
Corey. Hey, Corey, hold on. I just said that shit before you. We didn't even talk. I just said exactly what he said. Horrible fucking deal, dog. Go ahead and spit, man. Go ahead and take over, spit it, man.
Hey yo, what's going on, man? Welcome. Hey, how's everybody doing, man? I'm Corey Lee Boxing, man. I hope everybody's having a wonderful day, man. Thank you for the invite, boxing clinic, man. That's all love, man, for sure, man. But yeah, man, Triple G, man, wow, man. He I mean, I know how he I don't know per se how he feels, man, but just imagine for him to hold out that long on a deal on pretty much his biggest payday. You know what I mean? This was gonna be his biggest payday to date, you know what I mean? And what he did is he held out up until that they said okay. You know, he made Oscar De La Hoya fold. He made Oscar De La Hoya, you know, come to him. You know, he didn't always he came to them the first time. Then Canelo got caught cheating and all that shit. Then he wound up coming back. You know what I mean? And what happened was, you know, Triple G was just fed up, man. Triple G was fed up. You know what I mean? He already got his fucking belt stripped. You know what I mean? And just imagine how he was feeling. I mean, you're going to get a shitty deal. You just got your belt stripped from you for not fighting Devinchenko. And, you know, you still got to deal with Canelo's cheating ass. I mean, just imagine how this dude Triple G was feeling. He probably felt like shit. It wasn't nothing Abel Sanchez could say to this dude to make him feel better. So he had to stand on his own 2 feet and say, you know what, man? Fuck you. Stick it up your ass. I know you probably like it, Oscar. Pause. But you know what I mean? Like, and then he's just pretty much like, you know what, man? I'm going to wait it out. And if they come back, they come back. If they don't, I'm moving on to Billy Joe Saunders because he already had a deal signed up.
And at the end of the day, man, that shit crazy, dog. That shit crazy because the reason I'm wondering why Triple G ain't say nothing because it's gonna make his promotional company and his team look that much worse. Because he was showing the what is it, the 30-day weigh-in, he was doing the 70-day weigh-in. I got videos on all that. It wasn't no weigh-in for Canelo Alvarez or nothing. And people didn't know they wasn't fighting for the WBC title until after the fight. I read all the articles, they wasn't fighting for it. They almost didn't fight for the IBF until the IBF changed the rules for Canelo about the same day weigh-in and the 10-pound rehydration clause. You know, a lot of people don't talk about that, and that's crazy though, man. If I'm Triple G, dog, all them being fired. I don't care what they say. I don't care what they say. All them fired, dog. That ain't fair. That ain't fair. I'm paying you guys to give me the best deal possible. Not only am I on a #1 middleweight, and I'm bringing all the belts to the table. He ain't bringing nothing.
Oh, it was so fucked up, man. Just the deals that they did, man. You know, the deals that they did, just the deals alone. And you know what I mean? From what I'm hearing, it was a 35-65 split. And from what I heard, you know, Gennady Golovkin got off upwards of about 48% is what I'm hearing. That's a big ass difference, dude. That's a big ass difference.
On this fight, 45.5%.
Oh, okay, 45.5%.
Well, it might be a little bit more. I think it's a little bit more than that. You might be right. That's a little bit more than that. I can't remember.
Yeah, because I thought I heard it was 48 because when I heard 48, you know, that's the first thing that came to my mind. Why wasn't it 50? They really had to get that 2%. Like Oscar De La Hoya had to be a dick, and he had to get that 2% from Gennady Golovkin, like that 2%. You know, like I'm like, okay, man. But I mean, you know, for Gennady Golovkin to stand on his 2 feet, man, and at least get something, man, was really commendable, man. And if you know, if I don't like his fighting style, if I don't like some of the things that he does, you know what I mean, I can at least like appreciate that part, you know, him standing up as a man and saying, you know what, Oscar, you're not gonna toy with me, or you know, you're not gonna play with me, you know what I mean? Pause, you know what I mean? And outside of the ring, you know, I can't use all those words with Oscar, yo.
Yeah, right, man. We already know all the adjectives and everything else with that. And he said taking the grip said I think it's 47.5 is the percentage, but whatever it was, you know, it was mad. It was just a whole situation. Seeing Oscar sitting there, now it was starting to make sense. Seeing Oscar sitting there begging Triple G for a fight. That's what it was in the 23rd hour.
Yeah. I mean, to be honest with you, man, I'm really what do you so now that we got the business joint, I mean, how do you think the fight's gonna go, man? I think Triple G's got a good chance, but then Canelo's got the boxing ability, but then Canelo is not gonna be on the juice anymore, man. Do you think that juice could play a big factor into this fight, man? I mean, we've seen it time and time again. I've seen it you know, mostly, you know, in the UFC. I've seen it more evident in the UFC. Guys taking performance enhancement drugs blatantly and then coming off of it and looking like shit. A la Alistair Overeem. This dude was chiseled to the T. I mean, this dude looked like a professional bodybuilder, and he knocked out Brock Lesnar, and then fucking 3 fights later, off the shit, you know, he wasn't nothing. He was getting sparked, stretched, pillow time. And I was just like, damn, 3 fights. I mean, that's all it takes, though, man. You get that shit up out your system.
Hey, Jose sent me an article, and it says this. It says that that Canelo Triple G did pass all the drug tests, but this is the interesting thing about the article, and this is why I read it before I even speak on it. While Canelo has no connection to the WBC, Golden Boy Promotion often retains VADA to handle the drug testing protocols for all their major events. So they went through the just straight Golden Boy, you know, which I don't really know the specifics and the differentiate the difference between the VADA with the WC and VADA through Golden Boy. But
VADA through Golden Boy, that just sounds like a fucking
fishy, dog. It just sounds fishy as hell, dog.
VADA through Golden Boy, like what the fuck is that? Like,
and then why would Vaness come out and say this? You know what I'm saying? I don't see him as a liar. You know, and I believe he didn't take it. Say? He said, I'll read it again for everybody that didn't hear it. This is what Vaness Monterosian said. This is what he said 6 hours ago. You know, remember he said the little thing about Canelo Alvarez, right?
Uh-huh.
You know, he said, you know, I'm gonna go back exactly what he said about Canelo. Let me see if I can find that one. Well, he said he just said F Canelo because here you go, Canelo, you a bitch. You run the whole fight and that clip and cry like a bitch that you won, then take Royce for rematch, and in 2 weeks notice show up to 2 week notice show up to fight like a clean man. You know me, puto. He just started cussing him out over shit. But this is what he said today. Canelo boxing fans that are blind and so stupid to see the truth and sending me hate mail. He put the middle finger emoji up. There was no VADA first fight. Canelo didn't like WBC for years and didn't fight for the WBC first fight. And when he got cool with the WBC, he got caught. Scary, shocked emoji face, scary emoji face. Ooh. I'm also a big boxing fan, so fuck all the cheats. I would like to apologize to absolutely fucking nobody. Respect boxing, clean sport.
Wow. That
right. And the reason he said the first clip about him is because
I was gonna say, like, what made him say that? Like
Canelo Alvarez, he said that he started talking shit about Vaness, called him a bum or something. Said it wasn't a fight. He said it wasn't a fight. But Golden Boy does vital for all their fight. I'm like, man, that shit just fishy. And the way Canelo Alvarez looked in that fight, man, I defended his physique, dog.
That dude was cut.
That motherfucker was jacked up.
No,
at
boy,
first,
yeah, he was jacked. He was jacked, dog.
Then he cut the weight. Then he cut the weight to towards closer to the fight. This motherfucker had muscles on him I never seen before, dog.
I know. I was like, yo, this dude, yeah. And I mean, you know what? You know what's so crazy about it, man? Like most Mexicans, no disrespect to Mexicans, man, but most Mexicans aren't that ripped in their abdomen area, like in their abs and shit. You know, it's just they're not. You know what I mean? They're either you know, you got Mexicans that are built like Brandon Bam Bam Rios, or you got Mexicans that are built like you got Mexicans that are built like Julio Cesar Chavez Sr. You see the difference? You got Senior was more like cut up chisel, but you still didn't really see that defining six-pack every time. This dude, Canelo Alvarez, just came out of a fucking fashion book or some shit. I'm just like, what the fuck? Guada the Holler is carrying that type of shit out there now. And the shit was so crazy. I have never seen this dude like this.
Even at 152 pounds, 140 pounds, never.
Even with Mayweather. I never seen him like that.
And then before he had cut down, this motherfucker was jacked up. This motherfucker was wobbling. Like you know how bodybuilders walk and they kind of oompa loompa it before he cut the weight, dog. I had never seen him that big. Even when he fought Chavez at 164.5 pounds, he was physically not that big in that fight. And at 160, he was big, and then he cut all the muscle down to make weight. Like anybody, man, that shit was fishy, dog. I don't care what nobody said. That shit was mad fishy, dog.
Yo, Tank Gaines says Mexicans don't ever be cut. Strong, durable, no muscle striations. Yup, that's what I was trying to say. And then Tank Gaines says it's genetics. Yeah, right. Yeah, right, dude.
Hey, like I said, it's always exceptions to the rule.
If it's genetics, you seen Canelo Alvarez's mom? I ain't trying to crack on his mom or nothing, man. Salute to his mom. But come on, bro. Hell no, bro. How is that genetics?
What is about his brothers?
But you know what? Yeah, that's when I was ready to get into too, man. His brother, some of his brothers are cut. I ain't gonna lie, you know what I'm saying? No, like no homo, but like they are cut, like they, you know. But they suck though. They suck. Like they be losing some of the worst, man. They be losing some of the worst matchups, dude. They be losing against like Omar Chavez and shit. I'm like, dude, like your brothers, you're fucking like I feel like every brother sucks until it got to Canelo Alvarez, and it's like he was the
youngest. And he's the youngest
of everybody. Yeah, he's the youngest, but it's like, and then you know what's too crazy too? He looks the different. He looks the most different. You know what I mean? Like, and that's what I was telling Callie and Nigma on my channel. I was like, look, if you go to Mexico and you put 1,000 Mexicans together. Matter of fact, I said this about Golden Boy and how they picked him up. I said because he was already on the contract when they picked him up. I said, just imagine Golden Boy coming to a gym. There's about 100 Mexicans in a gym, you know what I mean, working out, sparring, whatever have you, because they got huge gyms that are outdoors in Mexico. Just imagine, you know what I mean? And fucking Oscar De La Hoya says, who's that kid? You fucking see the only white kid with red hair in the whole sea of Mexicans. Of course, you know, that's going to be like an eye-opener. You're going to be like, does he have any skill? Because he's got that appeal. You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. I mean, it wasn't hard to fucking find Canelo Alvarez. Like, you know what I mean? Like people like, oh, well, Oscar De La Hoya found him. No, he didn't really find him.
He didn't find him. All-Star Boxing was putting him on regular Mexican TV. So he fought on, Chavez Jr. said this. He said the reason Canelo popular because he fought on free TV for so long. Remember, he's been a pro since he's 16. And if somebody came here and said that he dyes his hair and shit like that, I said, what is he, Marge Simpson?
Yeah, yo, Bracy one says, I'll take the pink one.
Yeah, I mean, look here, man. He could right his. Let's keep it real. He could right his wrongs in this fight, man. Because if he goes in there and he whoop on Triple G, man, you know, I mean, he tests clean this time around, despite what the rumor is or what it ain't. And he whooped Triple G. He could put all this shit to bed, dog. But if he go in there and he get dog walked, or his performance is anything less than the first fight, he get dropped or whatever it may be, it's gonna be a floodgates open to hell and Golden Boy going down, bro. That's gonna be an important night for Golden Boy, a very, very important night. You know, and for them, you look at Stevie Kim. He writing. He
but
going
this,
to.
But look, just imagine boxing clinic. Just imagine. I don't mean to cut you off, but listen, imagine boxing clinic. If Canelo Alvarez loses this fight, dog, Golden Boy ain't looking that good. I mean, they don't even got a for sure thing with Jaime Munguia. That's not even a for sure promotional long term deal.
They still negotiate.
That's fight to fight. That's fight to fight.
Yep.
That's fight to fight, dog. So I know he ain't gonna lose that. I know. See, now who's more likely to win? Canelo Alvarez versus Triple G or Jaime Munguia, Liam Smith? That's a no-brainer, right?
Yeah. Jaime Munguia more likely.
And my boy Joe Habib from Ringside Reporter, shout out, man. He was telling me,
Habib, man.
He told me, he said, look, man, he was like, just imagine the judges, they fucked it up. Adley Bird, caught hell from that first fight that they went through. Just imagine, you know what I mean, if they go through this again, you know what I'm saying? He thinks that the judges are gonna favor, with Triple G because they don't want that backlash again like Adley Bird got. She caught living hell from that. I mean, her fucking name was in the headlines for weeks after the fight. And normally you don't see that out of judges. Normally they make a bad call, they talk about it the next day. It is what it
Corey,
is.
They said I believe I read she's still in play for this fight. Remember, she gave her that bogus ass scorecard for Mayweather Canelo.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that was her too. They said she's still in play for this, dog. And at the end of the day, what can you say?
That's what made Mayweather Canelo split decision.
Yup.
Cause Mayweather, when she read out the score 114 draw, Mayweather was like,
did you see his face? That's exactly how he looked, dog. His face was epic.
He was like, man, thank you so much, love. He's like reading the scorecards out. 114, we have it a draw. Mayweather was like, yo, what's up? Yo, what the fuck? Yo, he turned all the way back around.
He was. That should have been a meme. That should have been a meme. That was before memes really got popular. That should have been a meme for a while. He looked like.
Oh my God, that shit was so funny, dude. The
way he looked up though. When I heard that shit, dog, I was at my boy's house and I just got off and shit. We watching the fight, man. I was more excited for the Matisse Danny fight that night. Because I had won some money on that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's what I really want to watch too. That's what I wanted to watch.
I bought that. I chipped in on that pay-per-view just for the Matisse and fucking Danny fight to keep it real. We're gonna talk about Mikey Garcia. You think he pump faking about fighting Earl Spence, and you hear, I don't know if you've seen on Ellie Setback channel, Robert said he really, really want him to fight Vasily Lomachenko. I mean, at the end of the day.
I seen that joint today, yo. I seen that joint today. I made a video about that shit already. I was at work and I fucking seen that Ringstar Promotions on their Instagram. They went live because I think Richard Schaefer is promoting this event. You know what I mean? On the low. Yeah, that's a slick motherfucker. That's a slick ass motherfucker, dog. You gonna see Ringstar Promotions on this banner, dog. Watch. So all that Mikey Garcia talking about, oh, I'm gonna give Eddie Hearn a shot. Oh, I'm thinking about, at least hearing what he's got to say. No, you're not. You've already signed a deal backstage with Ringstar Promotions, in my point of view. You know what I mean? And that's what I think, you know what I mean, in my point of view, because you know what I mean? He's already been at all of the press conferences. It's already a done deal that he's going to be promoting this fight. And I think if Richard Schaefer does good and, it's a good turnout, why if the going's good, why change it? You know what I'm saying? That's how I say it. But, I heard Mikey Garcia say out of his mouth, dude, they said, how do you feel about Lomachenko? He said, to be honest with you, that's a harder fight to make than Earl Spence. They didn't even ask him about Earl Spence. This dude just blatantly said this shit. I'm like, what is this dude doing, yo? Do you want a death wish that bad that every time you're in a press conference, you gotta bring this dude name up, even if they don't even ask you? This dude was like, yeah, well, you know, Lomachenko, it's a harder fight to make. And I quote, you know, I think he said, you know, Lomachenko's a harder fight to make. He said, I know for a fact that Earl Spence is an easier fight to make. And he said, you know, if all goes well, that's the fight I'm gonna be looking for. And in so many words, you know what I mean? So Mikey Garcia,
I think he gonna do that shit.
Dog,
I'm just starting to think.
Yeah, me too.
Richard Schaefer said, I just looked at a little Fight Hub, little clipping for a minute before I jumped on. He said I mean, at the end of the day, man, that would be one of the box's biggest upsets if he beat Earl Spence.
Fuck, man. But you gotta understand, man.
I give him a chance though, man. A lot of people say I'm a Mikey hater, but I ain't hating on him. I only can tell you the truth. At 140, I didn't like the way he physically looked, athletic wise. But the one thing about Mikey Garcia that's gonna give him a chance is not only what's in the ring, which I'll talk about in a second, but all the sparring that he did with all the great champions that he had, man. He fought a lot of great champions, sparred a lot of champions from Chris John to Pacquiao to a lot of different guys. Madonna, he helped him get ready. So he did a lot of good sparring and good work, and he's fundamentally sound. And when you fundamentally sound, you always gonna have a chance in any fight that you win. You know what I'm saying? So for him, I give him a chance. You know, a lot of people call me crazy. So you're a Mikey hater. I'm not a Mikey hater. You know, it's just hard to fathom a guy that been pro since 2006.
You gotta give Mikey Garcia. I mean, you don't have to. You don't have to. There's gonna be fans out there that saying, "What the hell are you smoking on?" You know what I mean? All that shit. You drinking, you're drunk, all this shit. But I'm just saying, like, real shit though, dog. Like Mikey Garcia, you know, didn't get to what is he, 38-0? Like him and Deontay Wilder are like neck and neck for this Mayweather record, dude.
And then at the end of the day, people can say like, well, the best fight was Adrian Broner, but if he beat Earl Spence and break that record, I mean that's a very, very credible win. You know,
Mikey Garcia might not say it in the media a lot, you guys, but if you can read behind the lines, everybody, you would know that Mikey Garcia is one of the most cockiest motherfuckers on the planet Earth.
Oh yeah, if you watch Ellie Setback channel when he in there, that whole camp is cocky.
Just the plain gall to fucking keep saying Earl Spence's name while you have a fucking hungry dog in front of you in Robert Easter Jr. and he's towering over you by inches, like at least 5 inches.
He don't respect him. We gonna get to that in a minute. He don't respect him though, man.
No,
he don't respect him, dog. And I think a lot of the fans, man, in the media, we don't respect him. And that's true. We don't respect him, and we get into that in a minute. But about Mikey, dog, like I said, I wasn't a hater. I just got to give you the best synopsis about his performances at 140. I wasn't impressed with him physically. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't talking about body physique. Yeah, velocity, speed, movement, fluidity. You know, I wasn't impressed by that, man. I really wasn't. But at the end of the day, he won. He took a little bit more punishment.
I think he was still there. I think he was still there with his fluidity and his, you know, fluid motions and stuff like that, and the way he was, you know, fainting and stuff like that, man. Who's to say Sergey Limoness wasn't a tough test? I mean,
I definitely said he was.
Before that.
I told him that Limoness was a tough test. The only reason Limoness ended up losing that fight was experience, and his footwork wasn't good. And Mikey's footwork was better. When I say fluidity, I mean as far as his movement moving up, you know, I mean his body moving up. It wasn't like I thought it was gonna be. Maybe I'm just assuming
I think you could be right though, but I think for that matchup and for that style, I think I truly believe that Mikey Garcia was looking he was throwing a lot of power shots, dude.
He's gonna hurt him.
Throwing a lot of power shots.
But you know them Eastern Europeans, they got a good reputation.
You gotta earn their respect.
Yeah, they got a good reputation for fighting on the front foot, and you gotta get their respect. And that just shows his versatility that he ain't just gotta go in and outside the side. And He punked Lipinets a little bit in that fight too.
Yeah, and that's exactly what Andre Ward said. He said, you know, you got to bully the bully sometimes. And that's exactly what Mikey Garcia did, because Sergey Lipinets ain't never had a dude in there with like Mikey Garcia. You know what I mean?
He busted him up. He busted him up. And then with Mikey, and Mikey as well too. Mikey can make adjustments or fight different ways as well too.
But Lipinets was just missing this much, man. Like I was like, yo, like,
that's Mikey. That's Mikey timing. Timing and distance.
I know, man. But damn, if Earl Spence could connect, wow.
He probably want. I mean, the argument would be he would fight Earl, like you said, Earl a different way though. He would fight Earl.
Yeah.
And they both good. They both really good fighters, man. But at the end of the day, you know, I think Mikey's serious, and I think Mikey gonna get a lot of respect for taking this fight. But my whole thing about Mikey, I would have went for Keith Thurman. Fuck that. I'm gonna try to hurt that elbow. I'm gonna jab at that elbow on that arm the whole fight.
Yo, you want this dude on suicide watch. You want this dude
I mean, shit, I would have told Keith Thurman, look here, man, you can come back in September, tune up, and I'll fight you. Let me go get the #1 welterweight real quick. And he's still injured, and he looking for a way out. He looking for a last payout, you know?
Yeah.
You know, I think the one fight for Mikey that I wouldn't want him to take as far as the risk and the reward is Sean Porter. Because the reward and the risk, that shit ain't no. I mean, I wouldn't take. He's just too wild. You know what I'm saying? You know, but Earl. I mean,
and it's so crazy. I think Mikey Garcia, and that's crazy because I don't know. I wish I knew more about his sparring. And you know, I mean,
a lot of good sparring. I can tell he sparred. I think he said he sparred Chris John. You know, Chris John beat
I know he sparred one of my. He sparred. If not one of my you know, all-time favorites in a smaller weight division. You know what I mean? He sparred the guy from Venezuela, the guy that killed himself. What the fuck is his name?
Edwin Valero.
Yo, he sparred that dude. Yo, he said
I thought he sparred him. I just couldn't really remember. He was saying the guy that he sparred Pacquiao.
Nah, he said he sparred. Mikey Garcia said Valerio, he said Edwin Valerio had knocked out 4 opponents leading up to sparring Mikey Garcia. So pretty much it was knockout. Then Mikey Garcia's turn was to get in the ring. Mikey Garcia said he did not get knocked out like the prior 4 opponents before him, but he said that he got hit the hardest that he's ever gotten hit before. And he said that, you know, I'm not sure how old Mikey Garcia was, because you got to understand, Mikey Garcia is about 30 now, and Edwin Valerio's got his life cut short. But, you know, he fought Antonio DeMarco, and Antonio DeMarco just fought like, last year or 2 years ago against Figueroa. You know what I'm saying? So,
and I think last year he had a big win over a prospect at 140. DeMarco had a big win. And Mikey also was integral in helping Madonna become a ballroom brawler into a boxer. That's a lot of the time that he was out with Top Rank. He was on the shelf, and that's how he kept himself sharp, by sparring Madonna. And that's how they got Madonna ready. You know what I'm saying? Also, he sparred. That's Edwin Valero knocked out Oscar De La Hoya in sparring, I heard. I mean, Chris John was a great fighter. You know, he beat Marquez early in his career. Marquez was crying robbery then too. He sparred Manny Pacquiao.
Whatever happened to Chris John? He lost, didn't it?
I don't know. I think he eventually lost, but he beat Marquez. I thought he beat Marquez too. It was close.
I think because I remember hearing about him, like, you know, a while back, and I think he lost like maybe one time and then retired. I think it was some type of weird situation.
Yeah, he had to. And Lawrence said he sparred Eddie Gomez. Mikey's been prepared well, man. And for Mikey, what also helps him out, he's a smart person, and not only that, he went to the police academy just in case his career didn't pan out. His dad made him go to the police academy, so if boxing don't pan out for him, at least he's gonna be a cop in Oxnard. You know what I'm saying?
Very smart dude, man. That dude's smart, and it's like he's like one of those dudes that don't gotta box, like him and the Klitschko brothers. Like they didn't even have to box. Like, but it's so weird that they want to box though. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I guess once you get in there, you know what I mean, and you know what I mean. Like I said, I've boxed before, you know what I mean, amateur style, but like, you know, it's different in the pros. You know what I mean? I can't even say like, because you wearing headgear and shit like that. Like the professionals, man, you know, that check left hook or that, you know, that lead, you know, that lead left, could feel a hell of a lot different than when you had that padding on, man. You know, in those,
and not just the padding, too, the intentions.
Gloves.
When you in the amateurs and when you spar in the gym, the intention in amateurs is to score. It don't matter about how effective the punch is. That's another thing. You know what I'm saying? That's why
I think Lomachenko's and Usyk's knockouts didn't transfer that much, because I feel like they was so locked into this amateur system and just scoring points. And that shit didn't help them out when they went into that World Boxing Series or whatever that shit is. That
the World Series.
That shit that don't count, the records that don't count. I mean,
they say the main problem. They say the main problem with that is that you can't open your glove. Lomachenko was saying, because Rashid Warren fought in it. Derevchenko has 23 fights in there. His only loss is to regular WBA champion Brian Carlos Castanos at junior middleweight. That's the only loss.
Well, shit, he better be. He must be glad that shit didn't count because he took a L.
But he had 23 fights in that shit though, so that make up for some of the professional.
That's a lot of fights though, dog.
Yeah. But the thing about that is you still keep your amateur status.
But dog, Jacobs versus Derevchenko, dog. That I would hate to be Andre Rozier right now.
Obviously, you know, it's sparring of them out there, man. I put it up on my Facebook page. It's sparring of them going at it. It was, you know, just medium speed. It's sparring of them out there in the gym. Somebody from I guess the Ukraine put it up on YouTube. It's just, you know, it's just you know, they're not going serious
in the gym, or they what?
Oh yeah, it's video of them sparring in the gym.
Oh yeah. I know they had part. It's
real. Like
they in the same weight division. They in the same weight division under the same roof. I mean, I know they was gonna spar, but I just don't know how close they are. You know what I mean? That's the one thing I want to know. You know what I mean?
He's staying in Brooklyn.
I want to know, like,
you know what I mean? Derevchenko lives in Brooklyn. He's a New Yorker.
Hey yo, you know who I like, yo? That ain't really making, man. That dude that knocked out Douglas, man. That he's like a mob boss.
Oh yeah, he was in Rico. You talking about Kurtich? Yeah, he was in the gym too. He was in that
gym too. Yo, they had a good stable, dog. That's a lot of. That's a lot of activity, dog.
Hey, Boo Boo was in that gym too at a point in time.
Oh, just imagine.
Boo Boo was over there. Curtis Stevens was in there.
You got like pure boxers and knockout artists. Oh man, just all that in one gym.
You had Boo Boo. You had Kurtich, who got hit with the Rico. He facing 20 years. You had Derevchenko. You had Danny Jacobs. You had Saddam Ali. I mean, you had all time. That gym was underrated. Curtis Stevens. You probably had some more guys that we just forgetting to talk about.
Oh yeah. You definitely had some more guys in there, because I remember that Curtis Stevenson had a whole bunch of sparring partners and stuff like that, and he said they used to come to their gym.
Yep, and that's crazy, man. That's crazy that he had that type of.
But you know what? You know what though? They all had in common. They were all at 160.
Oh man, that's crazy. So one day they had to come see Danny Jacobs. You know, before Danny Jacobs ain't never been a real world champion. He had the regular WBA belt. I don't consider it's not really considered a real world champion belt, depending on who you talk to. So this is his title shot.
This is his first title shot.
Exactly.
And that's the main reason why I want to know how close they are and what's the relationship between Derevchenko and Andre Rozier, because you got to understand, man, if this is all he knows in the professional ranks, you know, I'm speaking about Derevchenko, and then he looks over there and then he sees his coach fucking telling his fucking son to go over there and knock this dude's fucking head completely off, and that was supposed to be your stepdad.
Yeah, and he said he didn't want to do it, though. The manager really forced the hand.
Man, I don't give a fuck who said they didn't want to do it, man. This shit is about world champion. This shit is about legacy. I knew this shit was gonna happen. A lot of
people didn't believe it was gonna happen. I knew it was when I seen Danny Jacobs say after the Slucky fight that
when I knew I was one of the first people to break this news, because be honest with you, I was on a live stream and I pulled that shit up too. It was a couple weeks ago, and I was on a live stream, right? And they were talking about stripping. Gennady Golovkin, and I was reading out the IBF rankings, and you know what I mean. I was reading out the IBF rankings at the time, and it was like number 2 was vacant, but number 3 was Danny Jacobs, and number 4 was Derevchenko. And I said right then, and this is when Gennady Golovkin still had the belt, but I knew he was going to get stripped because I knew how adamant Lou DiBella was, because I heard an interview with Lou DiBella, and Lou DiBella said they promised me if they do not fight them, if they do not take this fight in September against Devinchenko, that they will strip them. And I believe everything that the IBF told me. And I said, damn, Lou DiBella, you got a lot of trust in these dudes. But I said, well, if they do strip them, let me see who's next in line. And I swear, I read that shit out, and it was 3 and 4. Or it was like maybe one was vacant, and it was 2. It was Danny 2, and then Devinchenko. No, Devinchenko. Matter of fact, Devinchenko was 1. Right. This is exactly the rankings now. I remember now. Devinchenko was 1. Number 2 was vacant because I think somebody got DQ'd. Somebody got kicked out of the rankings for something. And number 3 was Danny Jacobs. So I was like, yo. I was like, Devinchenko and Jacobs is right there, man. This happened.
I think it was Demetrius Andrade that got dropped. That might have been him that got dropped a little bit. But yeah, I think it might have been him that got dropped, because him and Derevchenko was, remember, they was close to like being 1 and 2 because they was gonna fight for the intern or to fight the mandatory for Triple G. But you know, Andrade was saying he had enough time to train, and I ain't getting
but it was the only out of everybody at 100, out of all the middleweight, out of the WBC, the WBO, the IBF, and the WBO and the WBA, the IBF was the only sanctioning body that did not have a full top 10, you know, a full top 10 lineup. They had that number 2 slot was missing. And I just thought it was so random. I remember that shit. I was like, what the hell?
But I remember when after Danny Jacobs beat Saluki, he said, you know what? He said, I'm gonna have to fight. He said, I'll fight him if I have to. And Rozier didn't want it to happen. But at the end of the day, man, it's a business. The manager got after Rozier dropped that article, we did an interview with Boxing Scene. The manager hopped right on and said, I just talked to him, and he gonna train Danny because he knew him since he was a kid. So you know, it's gonna be interesting. If they real friendly, even if they not real friendly, this gonna be a good ass fight. It's a fight that I'm consider rolling to, dog. This is a fight that I'm legitimately consider rolling to. Seeing these two guys fight, you know, Madison Square Garden or Brooklyn, it don't matter. I might go to this fight. I wanted to go to the Crawford fight, you know, but he ain't gonna be fighting nobody. No disrespect to all my Crawford nights out there. But I love going to New York, and I wouldn't mind seeing Danny Jacobs. I went for Triple G and Danny Jacobs, that Chocolito card as well.
That's some real shit though, man. That's some real shit. And a lot of channels haven't been really talking about that shit. I think Fanon touched on it once. You might have touched on it another time, but other than that, nobody's been really talking about it. I think we talked about it maybe one time, but I think we need to stress this emphasis, and I think we need to do that shit now, man. What's up, Cali Enigma? I think we need to stress this emphasis that at 147 on Bob Arum's top rank side, who the fuck is Terrence Crawford gonna fight, man? This dude ain't got nobody to fight, and I don't think nobody's bringing this shit up enough. This is clear as day, dog. I looked through the rankings. Top rank ain't got nobody in the top 10.
Hey, dog. Look, dog. I went through the rankings myself the other day. And people still saying, and people still saying, "Oh, you hating on?" I'm not hating. I'm providing the facts. You know what I'm saying? The number 1 guy to WBO is a Canadian, bro. I never heard of, bro.
No.
Yeah, it just got updated, bro.
A Canadian. Oh.
A Canadian. His name is go ahead, Cali. What's going on, man? We didn't went through the voyage, but we talking about what was we talking about, Cali? We talking about some shit. I lost my train of thought, man. Oh, the Terrence Crawford right now. Who the hell he gonna fight? Yeah. Hold on. His name is Custio Clayton, Corey.
What's his name?
Go ahead. Custio Clayton.
Man, I've been brought it up.
He's from Canada,
before, man. We practiced it weeks ago. Remember, we talked about this.
That's what I thought.
Over a month ago, me and the boxing clinic, me and CJ.
Oh, y'all talked about it too. Oh yeah. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, we talked about.
I just don't think it's been brought up enough because everybody's still in awe about the Jeff Horn win. But in actuality, what the fuck are they gonna do after Jeff? Honest, if Manny Pacquiao win this weekend, he does not have to fight a goddamn thing.
He not fighting him. He told him he'll never fight Terrence Crawford. The three names that he gonna fight, for Crawford is Carlos Adames, Jose Benavidez, and the Angus guy. Those are the three guys left. They reached out to Amir Khan 2 months ago, and Amir Khan signed to fight Sammy Vargas, and he's saying, "Oh, I want to fight Crawford and Spence." Fine, go ahead.
Amir Khan name dropping, man. He don't want to fight nobody, man. You know, that's been proven. When he was asked about Terrence Crawford, he looked like he was scary, about ready to shit on himself. So I know damn well he ain't about to fight nobody. Now, when it comes to the welterweight division, like I said before, Earl Spence Jr., he ain't gonna get no fight with Danny Garcia or Sean Porter next. They're if you're already looking, they're already angling. Just like Famous brought up, but I talked about it too. But they're angling to fight Keith Thurman after Keith Thurman has this couple tune-ups. They ain't fighting Earl Spence next. I'm telling you who they going for. It's gonna be Sean Porter, Danny Garcia versus Keith Thurman.
It's gonna be Earl Spence versus, drum roll please,
Who got?
Mikey Garcia.
Yeah, and we just talked about that. Hold on.
No.
Go ahead, Curry.
Cali, for real though, dog. For real, dog. I'm dead ass serious. I'm almost past that 50% threshold, dog. That this fight is gonna happen. I'm being honest, man. If fucking Mikey Garcia wants it and he's pushing for it and he's a smaller guy and it's more fucking money than Earl Spence has ever made in his goddamn life, why wouldn't you take that fight, Earl Spence?
He gonna take it, but he gonna look. I mean, I'm telling you, they gonna end up talking bad about him.
The first words that came out of your mouth when I mentioned Mikey Garcia as the next opponent, you said no.
No, remember, I was one of the first ones to bring it up like a couple months ago, because Mikey was talking about it too.
How you got the fight Mikey, going down?
It's a one-sided pummeling. I mean, what's going to happen is that Earl Spence Jr. is going to get hated. They're going to look at Earl Spence cherry picking, because that's what they're going to say. They're going to say Earl Spence cherry picking.
So it's a lose-lose, and you feel like that
it don't help Earl Spence Jr.
It's a lose-lose for Earl Spence. You got
lose-lose. It's a win-win for Mikey Garcia, because Mikey Garcia takes a fight after all these other dudes have been ducking him. So who do you think's gonna look good? The guy coming from 135? It's a fight to 147?
Only thing about winning if that bag right. If that bag right and it's more money than Earl made, I mean, it is what it is, man. You know, but I didn't believe it.
But just imagine if you go from 1 million. If you go, I just want to say this one thing. If you go from 1 million a fight from what Earl Spence is making, and I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I don't think fucking Al Heyman is telling everybody how much his fucking fighters are truly making. I think there's a big on in that fucking shit because Stephen.
Corey, they said that he made 3.5 last fight. His last 2 fights, Earl made.
Yeah, but on books it only says 1.5.
Guarantee. Yeah, don't get that same thing as Terrence Crawford and Horn. Crawford only said like 2.5 million or something, but he actually took home 3. So kind of save you money in the long run when you talk about taxes. But at the end of the day,
this nigga Terrence Crawford making $3 million is still in the hood. Oh my god,
man! At the end of the day, you can't take the hood out the dude, dog. It's motherfuckers.
If you listen to this, Terrence Crawford, get the fuck out of the hood, dude.
You know,
Terrence Crawford doing what he want to do, man. Terrence Crawford ain't the type of dude.
He gonna be a target. He gonna be a target. At some point, he gonna become a target, dog. He gonna be a target for a come up.
You think the hood don't know this nigga making 3.5 mil? Like, we not talking 1,000, nigga. We not talking 3,500 like he did in the amateurs when he beat Danny Garcia, but Danny Garcia came back and beat Terrence Crawford, nigga. Team GSG, baby. You know, I already know. But look, you know what I'm saying? On some real shit, though, man. You think that they don't think that this nigga making M's? When you make M's, dog, you got a red beam on your back.
You never know. He might be supplying the hood with some other shit in the hood.
He might be.
He might be. At 3 million he might be a kingpin, but I mean, you know, that's his prerogative, man. You know, I've never been to Omaha. I seen Omaha on Belly, you know, and I know them niggas don't like that.
Man, Omaha underrated, bro. Like I said, I heard that they be going down in Omaha, bro. Motherfuckers be like it's
What's that movie about Omaha?
Belly.
Yo, that dude had one of the goofiest hairstyles with that goddamn banana in his mouth.
I'm talking about
like,
Kelly.
this dude had that damn banana in his mouth.
Kelly. Stay up,
He had a banana in his
still
mouth.
mad at you for getting blood on the homies. Stay up, Kane.
I'm like, yo, this dude.
But yeah, man, that shit crazy though, man. But Crawford, like I told people, he not gonna fight nobody, man.
This shit crazy.
And people believe in Eddie Hearn. Oh, I think Amir Khan to get Crawford a good fight. Go ahead, bet me. I bet whatever you want to have, whatever I got in my little slim ass pockets, I bet you everything that Terrence Crawford gonna put Amir Khan chin on ice for good.
Oh,
bet me. Crawford gonna knock him out, dog. I guarantee you, dog. Crawford will knock out Amir Khan, dog.
He gonna time him. He gonna time his ass, and it's gonna be over.
All right, y'all. I pulled it up. The rankings for the WBO number 1. Oh, they got the guy Egas that fought last week. Oh, they got him at number 2.
Yeah, I told you, Custio Clayton number 1.
Who is this dude, yo?
He from Canada. He undefeated. Custody. His record.
What about Adrian Broner versus Terrence Crawford? That'd be a pretty good fight.
Man, Broner gonna be in the motherfucking he gonna be in the motherfucking mental ward.
I think Adrian Broner will finish the fight, but I mean, I think he'll get beat. But I still think it'll be a good
fight. I don't talk about getting knocked out. I'm talking about his mental state after that fight.
Yeah, I don't think this nigga can hold. I don't think this nigga can take another loss, dog.
He can't take no. He can't. He already punched my man's on the strip in Vegas.
Oh, he knocked that dude. He cold cocked the hell out that dude.
You heard the impact off his jaw.
No. What division Adrian Broner gonna go? He look like he's too big.
They got him ranked at the WBO. They got him ranked in the WBO number 4 in the world in the WBO. Adrian Broner
at welterweight.
At welterweight,
and then at junior welterweight, he number 2 in the WBC behind interim champion Regis Progression Josh Taylor.
Yeah, he gonna
but you know what, you guys, for everybody in the chat too, and everybody on the panel, it's good to look at these rankings every month when they put them out, just to see who they fucking sneak into those one positions, because they do a lot of sneakery, man, and a lot of fuckery going on with these sanctioning bodies, dog. You'll be like, oh yeah, man, Keith Thurman and Lucas Matisse say they're number 1 and 2, and in the WBA they got Manny Pacquiao number 1 right now, and Jesse Vargas number 2. Next month, you'll have this guy that's fucking number 10, Valentini Golovkin. He's got the same name as Golovkin almost. Like, he'll be like number 1 next month. Next month, not next year, but next month. That's how fickle these sanctioning bodies are, dog.
It's all about the money.
Like this Canadian dude that we're talking about, like fucking 6 months ago, he wasn't even in the top 15.
All right, my ranking. You can buy rankings, bro. You can buy rankings.
You can buy them, yup.
I'm like, I can't. These rankings, dog. I'm like, dog, come on.
Hey, you know what? Hey, you know who Jose Ramirez should fight? Topic. Go ahead.
Hey, Derek Bailey says AB fights at 144. Yeah, nigga, they rounded him up to 147. And they put him in the rankings.
Hey, but you look at the situation. If I want Jose Ramirez to fight O'Harry Davies, if he gonna pick outside the top 15 or barely inside the WC top 15, he should have just fought O'Harry Davies. Why not?
That'd be a good matchup.
That's a solid fight. If he gonna come back in September, he should fight O'Harry Davies. Why not? I'll do a video on it. I think it makes sense. Did y'all see O'Harry Davies going that TMT money team today?
You talking about what happened? I saw you hit me. I saw you hit me with that, man. I just
O'Harry Davies. O'Harry Davies on Twitter is doing some cyberbullying on Ishay Smith and Ashley Theophane.
Who? Ohio David?
Ohio Davies.
Yeah, Ohio Davies.
He said this.
Oh, you talking about that dude that's got the blonde hair that he
got beat up by Josh Taylor?
He just got a knockout like about 2 weeks ago on the Eddie Hearn card.
Yeah, he said he got a
vicious knockout.
He got a picture of Ashley Theophane. I think I lost to Broner with Floyd consulting Ashley Theophane. He say this. He say Floyd told me that this was the day he said to Ashley Theophane, it's okay if the boxing doesn't work out. You can always be a waitress in girl collection. Floyd put out a lot of work in the building of the strip club, and Ashley Theophane will suit perfectly as a waitress.
That's another thing. That's another thing too, man. A lot of guys ain't really happy with Mayweather Promotions, man. A lot. That's what I'm getting from the inside.
Well, Ashley Theophane, I think he retired. He going back to the UK, but he says, but Ashley Theophane rebutted and said that, well, the same promoter that dropped you offered me a fight at Wembley Stadium in September.
Oh,
that sucks.
That sucks.
And then he going at Ishe Smith. Ishe Smith. He said, I don't know where it started at, but he said, Ishe Smith, you got 10 losses on your record. Remember, a few years ago, you was a world champion. Now you're on YouTube crying because Floyd told you to get a job. Laugh out loud. I'll come up and wait and knock you out myself, fool. And Ishe Smith, this is he said Ishe Smith. I guess he said something else. He said, I'll take that. Better to be known as a warrior than a coward or a quitter.
Oh, Ishe Smith jumped in and got and wanted all smoke.
Then he goes and says, "Hey, Ishe Smith."
He intercepted that shit.
Then he goes and say, "Hey, Ishe Smith, because Floyd didn't give you retirement money, you became a world champion. If you accepted the fight for crap money, that's your fault. You're 39 years old. Your time is up. Retire." And he takes Trap House boxing video. And screenshot it. He even screenshotted Trap House name in there. So shout out to Harry Davis for free promo for Trap House Boxing. Y'all subscribe to the homie. It says Ishe Smith, Floyd didn't give me retirement money on Trap House Boxing video. So they watch us, bro. They watch us. And at the end of the day, Harry Davis ain't got no room to talk. He quit. He quit versus Josh Taylor. He shouldn't be saying nothing. And I wish he would move up and wait and fight Ishe Smith. I ain't the biggest Ishe Smith fan, but I will be that night.
I pick Ishe Smith over him too, bro. He's too goddamn big for R. Davis. Too big, man. He would absolutely fuck Hard Davies up, man.
He was a middleweight at one point. Because he fought Danny Jacobs.
Yeah, Hard Davies wouldn't be able to hurt him, man. He wouldn't be able to.
Harry Davis is a little ass punk, dog. You know what I'm saying? He a little ass punk, dog. Shut up. You know, you ain't came over here. You ain't came over here to fight shit, and you want to pick on Ashley Theophane, who just recently retired, and Ishe Smith. How about you go ahead and you pick on somebody else? You know, with the money team. You know what I'm saying?
He don't like the Mayweather teams, the guys that are heading out, like the guys that are heading into retirement, not the young dogs.
Yeah, because he know the young dogs.
So bad.
Why don't you go holler at what's his name?
No, how about to go holler at Regis Portray? Tell him to come over here and fight for.
Oh,
he ain't gonna do that. He ain't gonna do that.
Hey, how Lil Flip said, "Game over, game over."
And how about you talk about Brown? Since Adrian Broner signed a $50 million deal, how about you with the money team? How about you go fight Adrian Broner? How about you Adrian Broner versus Harry Davis?
Adrian Broner whoops his ass.
Hey yo, Cali, when you gonna O'Hara Davis said, when you gonna go ahead and go blonde like him, yo? When you gonna blonde your joint out? When you gonna blonde your hair out?
He said he wanted you to do it, bro.
That
He told me. Hey,
that's the new thing, man. Yo, he said he'll buy the bleach. When you gonna go blonde, man?
No, he said he also got purses too for you too, Corey. He said he wants you to wear blonde and wear purses, bro. He said, man, that's the new thing. Hey, speaking of purses. You know, I saw, Geis, who used to play for LSU, he bought his mom a car. This nigga hopped out the car he hopped out his car with the purse.
Oh, man, dudes ain't got dudes.
Hey, what y'all think about Fury willing to travel over to Bulgaria and fight Brosworth Puev when Fat Baby Miller ducked another opponent? He ducked Andy Ruiz Jr. last night, and today he formally ducks up.
I talked about that. I talked about that today, man. About him doing that shit. I know because he don't want to. I think he believes he has a fight with Joshua, and he don't want to take no risk right now. Because I think Ruiz, the chance of Ruiz has a pretty good.
Y'all, hey y'all, I'm gonna eat my dinner, man. Then I'm gonna hop on this World Breaker jump, man. I'm gonna get at y'all, man. But thank you.
Oh, for sure. Go and tell them where they can find you at, Corey.
Y'all can find me at Corey Lee's Boxing, man. And thank you so much for letting me allowing me on your platform. And you guys have a blessed day. Peace out, man.
Anytime you see me live, you can hop on, bro. Appreciate it.
Yeah, but
hey, dog, hold on before you say that. He literally is the biggest fucking duck in boxing, bro. I mean, physically. Go ahead.
No, because you know what? I think he must have been told something, man. Only thing I can think of is that he's been told that he has the Joshua fight, like probably if probably by the end of 2019, that would be my guess. Is that after Parker, the winner of the Parker White fight, he's probably been guaranteed a fight against Joshua. That would be my guess. So he probably ain't gonna want to take no risks until then. That's what I truly believe, man. I'm
gonna tell you what he said last night. Give me a minute. I'm gonna tell you exactly what he said last night. Hold on 1 second. If I still got it. Here we go right here. This is exactly what he said. Andy Ruiz says, let's make it happen, bro. We will give the fans a good fight. I just fought and back in the gym now. I will be ready by September. Let's go. Let's get it, my boy. What's up? Big Baby Miller responds, before, when you was ahead on the rankings, you and your team paid me no mind and ignored me. Now you have lost and I'm ahead of you waiting on my mandatory. Sorry, my Mexican brother. You bring nothing to the table, no belts, no mandatory, and more than likely, no money. I'm on to bigger things right now, but when the time does come, I will be, he said, I'll be to spank that ass, Taco Bell style. Somebody say burrito for dinner. Not yet. But at the end of the day, yo, mandatory. Obviously, you ducked your mandatory today.
He's full of shit, man.
Exactly.
He's full of shit. Here's the thing, though, because remember, Ruiz had got a title shot, so that's why he passed up. He didn't duck. He was going to fight you, but then he got offered a title shot. Why the fuck would he pass up a title shot to fight you? Come on, man.
You was fighting fucking Fred Cassie and struggling with Fred Cassie at the time. And he arguably beat Joseph Parker, man.
Right. He beat Joseph Parker. Ain't no arguably about it. I told you, I said, because I said, I brought up, he said there was three. He arguably lost at least 3 fights. Takam was a questionable fight, and that one right there when he fought Carlos Takam. And Huey Fury, man. You know what I mean? Those 3 fights, you know what I mean? Well, and then hold on. Matter of fact, it's possible he could have 4. But you include that one. But at minimum, he should have 2 losses. Minimum, he should have 2 losses on his record, and he only got 1. So I mean, the scorecards have been very generous to Joseph Parker, man. As you know what I'm saying, man. They've been very generous to him. Because to me, you know what I'm talking about, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? That's how I view it as. So, at the end of the day, like I said, you know, Ruiz has a pretty decent work rate, man. There's a chance he could beat Jarrell Big Baby Miller.
He probably would. He probably would.
No, he know that. That's why he ain't taking no risk. That's a risky fight for him, man. I'm telling you, man. He probably there was a bug put in his ear.
Big Baby Miller resume horrible as fuck, bro. He been pro since 2009, dog. He hadn't stepped up until
Walk.
Shit, I thought he fought Fred Cassie. Yeah, it took him about 7 years to step up. Fred Cassie was a step up fight,
right?
And a lot of people, and he got injured.
Yeah. Really, only thing he been doing was fighting Deontay Wilder's leftovers, man. That's the quote unquote UK terminology of you know what I mean. Where they love to use those words. A lot of AJ fanboys. And he just fighting AJ leftovers. So yeah, that's all Jarrell Big Miller has been fighting Deontay Wilder's leftovers. So at the end of the day, man, and he talks all this shit. I'm gonna beat him worse than Wilder, but you haven't beat anybody worse than Wilder beat him.
Hold on. Hey, Lawrence Williams say at the boxing clinic in Moore, Miller is the mandatory to Char, and that Oquendo died regular WA title on September 29th. So he's shooting for a regular title. That still don't make him Anthony Joshua mandatory though.
No, it doesn't.
It takes another after he fight Povetkin, Anthony Joshua, the Super WA champion, got 18 months before he's he fights another mandatory.
And that you may not be as mandatory even as the regular champion.
Exactly.
That may go to somebody else.
Yo, that might go to the number one ranking guy. So it don't mean he's gonna be the mandatory. He really handcuffing himself because he's taking. You can't unify that belt. You're not the immediate mandatory to the Super WA champion. You know, and also you can't. I mean, go ahead.
He's in the same position as Emmanuel Char, man. This motherfucker been WBA regular champion for a while. He ain't getting no opportunities against Joshua whatsoever. What good is it to defend all of Joshua's mandatories, and you don't get no chance to fight Joshua?
And at the end of the day, he fought. We was on Corey shit. He fought. Who the fuck did he fight back in the Barclays Center? Wack, right? No, it wasn't Wack. It was Dunhaps. He fought Dunhap and Eddie Hearn. Duwappers. I call him Dunhaps. I ain't fucking. I call him Dunhap. And he fought him and Eddie Hearn, and him was at the Barclays Center, and he was saying, "I want my shot at Joshua." Eddie was just basically just saying, he said before the fight, your performance had to be right for that. And it wasn't enough people that turned out. Imagine why would Joshua fight Miller? Okay, if Miller had packed the house with Danny Jacobs, I believe it would have happened. It ain't about the performance. You know what I'm saying? Long as you win.
His performance won all that anyway, man. On top of that, he was gassing out on, you know what I mean? He looked like shit to me.
It was just about him winning. But he can't pull in his own city. Even with Danny Jacobs on the card, they didn't even fill up the Barclay halfway. You know what I'm saying?
6,000, man. 6,000 seats sold, bro.
And it holds 16,000. When I was there for Broner and the Tank and the Charlo card, it was filled up. But not only just that, how would it look if he let Jarrell Miller fight Anthony Joshua fight Jarrell Miller, and they didn't sell out a 20,000 or 16,000 seat arena at the Barclays Center?
Right.
But quote unquote, he's selling out 190,000 seat stadiums. That's why they don't want to come to America, because it's gonna hurt their market value. They know it's a totally different ball game over here. That's another reason that people sleeping on that.
I'm thinking, because here's the thing though. I heard something like this before from somebody, man. They said, well, I don't know. I think I heard it on Porky's Corner. Well, Porky's Corner said that they've done surveys and they found out that AJ really ain't got no he ain't really got no love over here, man. And they figured that because they wanted to know, but they also surveyed the UK fans, how many UK fans would actually travel to America to watch AJ fight, and they found out it wasn't that good. So that's one of the reasons why they don't want him to go, because Wilder would literally have home arena advantage. And that's why they don't want. That was another reason why they wouldn't want it. And I heard that from Porky's Corner. And I don't know if you know about Porky's Corner. Porky's Corner is actually in the boxing industry. He's actually in the boxing industry. So I've
been watching this video since you put me on them. But yeah, man. I think that's another reason they don't want to come over here. It'll hurt his market value worldwide if he ain't the pool that he's supposed to be. But the only way he gonna pull over here is with Deontay Wilder. Go ahead.
Hold on, only way he gonna come, he need to come here, fight here. Not just even if your first fight isn't against Wilder here, he needs to be fighting here and setting up a fight with Wilder so he can be building his name over here. It's dumb. You can't stay in the UK and then just come over here and people gonna want to fucking see you. People don't give a fuck if you stay over there in the UK. People don't care about you here in America. You gotta be over here so we can see you. Otherwise, you ain't important. You ain't the king or queen of England or some shit like that, where a lot of them white folks care about your ass. You just a boxer, nigga. They don't care about you. You know what I mean? You what the fuck you doing? You don't play no football. You look like a football player, but you don't play football, so nobody give a fuck about you, man. If you don't come here, go ahead.
No, I'm just saying. I think that's a huge hang up too, and Miller as well. Miller said he not crossing the pond to fight Joshua. We got to happen here. And then his trainer had another interesting interview. I believe it's his trainer, and I want to look up this interview, and I'm gonna put it in the link.
Rob McCracken? Joshua Rob McCracken?
No, I'm talking about Jarrell Miller. And I don't know if it's his trainer or whatever. Yeah. But he did one with this channel right here. I'm putting in the description. It's called Laugh at First Sight. They do a lot of boxing interviews. Right. And he gets it in this interview. I'm gonna put it right in the description. In this interview right there, I put in the description, he goes and talks about how fishy all the shit is in the UK. He said he talks about all the dirty taxes the UK does to get their fighters to win fights, from picking officials to when you fight, when you hit to the body, they call it low and try to take points away. It's a really, really intriguing interview for people that want to listen to it. I just put it in the description. Listen to that interview. You know,
no,
he talks about
sense. That makes sense because I saw some shit, man, where Maurice Hooker threw some body shots, and I remember Maurice Hooker was Roberto Garcia. He threw some body shots against whatchamacallit, Liam, not Liam Smith, but oh my God, the one who
Lion Williams,
Martin Murray against Martin Murray, and the referee kept warning him, and he ended up taking points away. And I'm like, what the fuck, man? That's a clean body shot, and he just kept doing it. I'm trying to tell you,
I'm gonna send you this shit too. I'm trying to tell you, this interview is like, I'm trying to tell you, you're gonna like it, dog. You know, you're gonna like this interview, dog. Like he's speaking on some real shit, man. And he goes on and talk a little bit about Big Baby kickboxing background and how you know, and how he could take a punch because he used to take kicks to the face and shit of that nature. But it's a very interesting interview, man, too. And like I said, I think that's not a big problem to do because they know AJ. They haven't been doing a good job branding him throughout the United States. They haven't even tried to market him. Dana White came out and said that he comes out and say that, you know what, I reached out to Joshua and he said, you know, he didn't want to leave Dana White. He said, I wasn't here to split Dana White away from you. I mean, split Eddie Hearn away from you. I was here to help you brand your name in America, and I can help you do that. And he said Anthony Joshua, you know, didn't want to answer the phone and talk to him after that. I mean, he's an idiot, man. Because
for a guy who said he wants to be a billionaire, man, he keeps making horrible business decisions, man. This guy is never going to be anywhere near a billionaire.
How can you be a billionaire when you working for a millionaire? If Eddie's a millionaire,
right?
You know,
the reason why Flo was able to accumulate so much money is because he eventually became his own fucking promoter, which AJ has a big enough name in the UK now. We can start his own shows, but he actually needs to get his own promotional company. And no, the one that he has is owned by Matchroom Boxing. That's not his company. He's allowed to run it, but it's not his technically.
And that's a shame, my brother, man, that he can't see that. But he answering to somebody, it can't work that way. But let's talk a little bit about Bunny, man. Since I got into the description. Robert Easter Jr. said Mikey Garcia is an easy win. Do you think this is he feeling like a beast in training? He said he cut out the distractions, or this is just a direct rebuttal to Mikey Garcia being nonchalant and not taking him serious, and he's just trying to match bravado with him?
I think he's trying to match bravado, man. I don't think he really believes that shit, man. But I do think he's confident that he can beat Mikey, man. Because remember, he's wanted to fight Mikey for a long time. So I don't think he has any kind of fear towards Mikey. But I don't think his skill set. Not only say his skill set, I don't think his discipline is there, man. I don't think he's disciplined enough, and I don't think one training camp is gonna get rid of his muscle memory, which is to go back and to slug it out with someone shorter than him. So at the end of the day, no, I think he's just saying that for bravado. But I also believe that he's not afraid of Mikey Garcia at all. He's wanted to fight Mikey Garcia for a long time.
So do you think this is a classic? Is this a classic case of play up and play down the competition, Robert Easter Jr.? Or this just like, you know, he is what he is, and he eventually reverts to what he does?
No, I think he's gonna show some discipline early on, but I think eventually he's gonna go back. He just gonna want to. He wants to. He's actually said that he likes to fight that way. That's his preference. And when I hear shit like that,
what's your percentage on this fight? I mean, what would you give a percent, 20% to win Robert Easter Jr. or what?
Give him a 30% chance to win the fight.
You said what?
Just because Mikey, I give him a 30% chance to win the fight just because Mikey really hasn't. I mean, for what I've seen and what I heard about his weight, and matter of fact, one of my subs watched the video and they saw him. He was big as fuck in training camp, man. So I mean, obviously he's done this before, so he knows how to cut weight in a short period of time. That could come back to haunt you eventually, but It may not come back. I don't think he's gonna come back and hunt him in this fight because once again, unless
Shit,
Robert Garcia, unless Robert Easter is completely mentally strong, more strong-willed than I can imagine, I see him getting stretched eventually because I think he's gonna revert back to the slugging out.
He could. I mean, he could be weight drained because he is coming from 140 back there. That's 5 pounds. It might not seem a lot.
Right.
I mean, you can't keep playing with weight. Weight class is there for a reason, man. And they that far apart for a reason. You can't keep going up and down and up and down. You can't keep playing with that shit, man. And Bunny got every athletic advantage, dog, and physical advantage. Hand
and Mikey
speed,
coming from 180,
speed.
bro. Mikey coming from he was walking around at 180. That's fucking stupid, man. The cut down to 135. I mean, I guess some people have the talent to do it because we know that Roberto Duran did it for years. He walked around at 200, 200, almost 200 pounds and cut down to that. But I'm just wondering. I mean, Mikey Garcia. I guess Mikey Garcia. Maybe he's one of those guys who just has this ability to do this. But this is, to me, I think long term.
That hurt your faculties in the long run. That hurt your lifespan on your body. That hurt your career lifespan on your boxing. That does hurt your career span on your boxing, but it is what it is. With him. But like I said, if Bunny win, I'm looking forward to the fight. It is. I mean, it's probably one of the best fights. This is probably the best fight we're gonna get all month. It's been a shitty ass month for boxing. Other than Alexander Usyk and Gasly too. I keep forgetting that. That's gonna be a good fight, but that ain't really seen as an American fight. That shit gonna be overseas and.
But that's a fight for hardcore fans. For
hardcore, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, hardcore fans, we gonna sit there and watch that shit.
I'm gonna watch the whole goddamn thing, man. I can't wait for this shit.
The glitz and the glamour is July 21st with Jaime Munguia and Albert Machado on their separate fights, and then Robert Easter Jr. That Robert Easter Jr. card sucked, man. Luis Ortiz, they upgraded or downgraded from a bum to a bum. I don't know what the fuck this guy is. He ain't even in the top 15 or nothing that I looked at.
You talking about Luis Ortiz?
Yeah.
Yeah, Luis Ortiz. I mean, I'm not mad. Luis Ortiz got to fight anybody at this point. He's tried to fight Jarrell Miller. He's tried to fight Dillian White. He's tried to fight Anthony Joshua. He tried to fight Joseph Parker. But none of them dudes won. No smoke, bro.
Josh Pop said, no, Mikey said today he came from 156. That got to be a lie because he was just 140 fucking 9 pounds like 2 or 3 weeks ago.
Right.
So he came. I don't believe that because that motherfucker before the Lipias fight was 170 something pounds.
Yep. And they were saying, matter of fact, they said that Mikey came into the Robert Easter camp at 178. So I'm just saying that Robert he
walking around with all that weight on there, but he physically he don't bring shit to the table that I look at. He ain't never been the fastest.
No,
he at 126 and 130. He was a great puncher. At 135, he's a solid puncher, but he not this dynamic puncher that I don't even think he's the puncher at 135 that Adrian Broner was.
I can agree with that, but he's a big puncher at 135. 140 is not really a big puncher, but at 135 he is. It's noticeable the difference in punching power for 140.
It is, but like what type of? I mean, how do we know how big a puncher he is? Denchinian just got knocked out in Queens a couple weeks ago, bro.
Right. Well, I guess we're gonna get a chance to find out against Robert Easter Jr.
That's another thing. We automatically assume since he knocked out Denchinian, and we didn't know shit about Denchinian.
Robert Easter Jr. showing a pretty good chin, though. We got to say that.
It's gonna be interesting because if that power not there for real, it's interesting. But I just think he gonna score. I mean, he can beat Robert Easter Jr. with amateur style fight, just picking and pecking away.
Right. But like I said, it all depends on. Like I said, I wouldn't be surprised. I expect Robert Easter Jr. to come out early, fighting tall, and utilizing his attributes. But because he just can't help himself, watch. I'm telling you, this is.
They've been training for that too. They've been training for that too. You look how they hitting the pass and using the pad. Everything is at distance.
Right.
Everything is at distance. Go ahead.
But that's what I'm saying is, I don't think he can maintain it. He could be wrong. If he maintains it, he gonna win the fight. For real. That's what's gonna happen. If he was to maintain this, because he's gonna force. What he'll do, he'll force Mikey Garcia to have to reset. He'll force Mikey Garcia to adjust his game plan. Where Mikey Garcia is going to have to avoid sitting back and counterpunching and he's going to have to be the aggressor and try to come in, try to work his way on the inside. So that's one of the advantages of Robert Easter fighting tall, is he can actually make, you know, Mikey Garcia pay, you know what I mean, for sitting back. And that's what Robert Easter Jr. he has to make sure he stays mentally focused. I don't think he can do it. I don't, not for one camp. If he had, like, this was a third camp, if this was a third camp with Kevin Cunningham, maybe third or fourth camp, I think he could. You know what I mean? You don't usually just change everything right away with one trainer. I mean, with the new trainer right away. It usually takes several, you know, training camps in order to get away from what you used to do. You know what I mean? I even seen Arturo Gatti try to, you know, develop some boxing skills when he switched to Buddy McGirt. I don't know if you remember that.
Yeah, I remember that. Buddy soft ass McGirt. You get a cut on your arm. He talking about stopping that bitch. That motherfucker, man. If you a fighter that you know you want to quit in the fight, you want to hire Buddy McGirt. McGirt gonna cut that bitch off real quick, man. He a good ass trainer. But if you get in a little bit of trouble, that white towel coming out of there, man. It's coming out quick, fast, in a hurry. You know what I'm saying?
I also think that Buddy McGirt, man, thinks about himself being in the ring, and he don't want to
relate. He can relate. He can relate. He care about his fighters.
Right.
He care about that shit. I see Fred from Barbershop Conversation. He said Robert Garcia sounds off on Easter 12-week camp versus Mikey 6-week camp. You know what, man? If that's true, man, and he ain't just saying that, but if that's true, that they had a 6-week camp, dog, I'm gonna have to give Robert Easter Jr. a 40% chance, dog. I think I smell a training camp. If they legitimately bullshitting in the gym like that with a professional fighter, dog, I think I got to up his percentages a little bit, man.
Yeah, legitimately, I'm telling people, I said it wouldn't be surprised me if Robert Easter upset Mikey Garcia, because the simple fact that Mikey, you can tell by the way Mikey Garcia nonchalant talks about Robert Easter Jr. and when he starts talking about other fighters, that he really hasn't taken him seriously at all. I'm telling you, when I watched Robert Garcia speak about it, he's looking concerned, man. It was bothering him that Mikey Garcia wasn't taking this fight seriously. I'm gonna tell you, I'm just watching Robert Garcia. I know him. I know when I can tell when he's being serious. And he didn't like it. That's his brother. You know what I'm saying? He's not bullshitting about it. And he ain't no actor. And it was like, man, he said, Mikey fucking up, man. And he was just telling the truth. And Mike and I ain't worried about it. And I'm like, hey, you know,
because he wasn't rushing to fight him after the Adrian Broner fight.
No,
because that was the perfect move. He fucked up. If he supposed to be his own boss and supposed to be this great businessman, you supposed to capitalize off that wave off the Adrian Broner fight and then fight Robert Easter Jr. That's what he was supposed to do.
Like, I just whooped big brother, now I'm whooping little brother too.
Exactly. That's what he was supposed to do, and he would have probably made more money, or he would have got more clout off of it.
Agreed.
Those would have been 2 wins for him, man. You know, but he's serious about this Earl Smith shit, dog.
I know. I didn't think. Every time I don't think so, because I know he got offered it before. He turned it down, but I think he's looking at the money aspect of it. And I think in this fight, I think he's not worried about losing to someone.
That was his excuse. And that was his excuse for not taking. Remember, Oscar said that was their excuse for not taking the Jorge Linares fight.
Right.
He said, "Well, who he is?" They told us that he was gonna fight Robert Easter Jr. He straight ducked a lot of motherfuckers at 35 because he should have legitimately fought Jorge Linares, bro. He should have fought him. You know, he could have fought him, fought Bunny, and then moved up. But obviously, at the end of the day, dude, the cherry picker, dog. I can't say he been.
I don't know why he ducked Jorge Linares. I would have had him stopping Linares, bro.
That would have been a big money fight for him again.
Yeah. Now that fight ain't worth it. That fight is definitely devalued now that Lomachenko stopped.
And not only that, by you not taking that fight, you help fucking Lomachenko get more recognition.
Yep. And now Lomachenko could demand more money from you. Whereas first he's still the A side, but you were the clear A side if you would have fought Linares.
Because you would have had that Super WBA belt, you'd have had the WBC belt, then you could have went and got the IBF belt. Man, Lomachenko couldn't have did shit but come bow to you.
Yep.
Or stay at 130. Man, like I told you, these dudes talking about they want to be their own boss, man. A lot of these dudes, man, They couldn't be the boss at McDonald's, man, on a Friday night, dog.
No, that's smart businessman. I'm telling you,
not a smart businessman.
No, I'm saying only one who showing some signs of it, but he making mistakes too because he needs to fight Terrence Crawford now, man. Because you know what I mean. He gonna be waiting to fight, Keith Thurman, Sean
I just spoke on that. I spoke on that last night when me and you and Coach was on before you hopped on. Yeah, Errol Spence's acting like he's stupid, dog. He's stupid. Right. You waiting around for these guys. Go ahead.
Yeah, he ain't gonna get them fights anytime soon. I'm telling you right now. Like I've been telling people, I said, nah, man. I said you can see how this is setting up with the fight getting pushed back. They're setting this up so they can have this little ring. But I said it's gonna be a 3-ring. It's a triangle that they're forming. Sean Porter, Danny Garcia, they're gonna fight each other multiple times probably before they fight Errol Spence Jr. Errol Spence Jr. and Terrence Crawford getting ready to get boxed out. People don't see this coming. I see it coming. You can see it happening. They've already kind of alluded to it last year. They alluded to this shit happening without actually saying it. But that's what they're doing, man. They're doing it. They're not going to fight Errol Spence Jr., man. Errol Spence Jr. has to go ahead and fight Terrence Crawford. The winner of that is going to have clout, and he can go ahead and fight almost anybody else. And, they're going to have to come see one of them dudes, man. Them dudes going to have two. The winner going to have 2 belts, and it's going to be viewed as the #1 guy in the division. So, to me, they need to get this out the way. You're over here waiting for this other shit. It'll be 2021 by the time you get a shot at one of them dudes,
They doing. Look, he falling into the same trap that a lot of other fighters fucked around and fall into. He need to do like Paul Williams did.
Waiting on a motherfucker, man. Triple G said you can't wait on people, man.
Yep. Triple G sat there and waited for Canelo. He made the same mistake. And then people saying, well, people was ducking. Ain't nobody duck Triple G. Ain't nobody duck that motherfucker, man. It just wasn't a lot of people at middleweight.
Right.
It's like I told you dudes, man. Somebody came and said, oh, they at the beginning of the video, you are biased. I'm not biased. I'm not. I mean, everybody has their bias. But how can I be biased when I'm telling y'all the facts about Triple G? You getting in your feelings. He dropped the IBF belt. He didn't want to fight Derevchenko. Is that an opinion or is it a fact? That's a fact.
He could have fought Derevchenko on Cinco de Mayo and got that shit out the way. Because people are talking about, well, Derevchenko was a bomb. I said, he's such a bomb. Why didn't Triple G just get him out the way? Well, Violence Monterosion, the quality. I said, man, you think Violence Monterosion brought any more money to the table than Sergey Derevchenko? Hell fucking no.
And then you go into it some more. If Triple G drops the WBC belt, I mean, Charlo, what has he done to deserve the WBC belt? What has Triple G done to deserve any of the belts that he got? Do you know the history of how he got these belts?
No, they don't.
You see that? And people mad because of that. If he drop his belt versus WBC, they still gonna rationalize that shit.
Of course. Triple G, it's about the money. Because I've already been told this, man, by Triple G fans. Man, why y'all trying to force, some of these other dudes on him? Triple G has a right at this point in his career to fight for money. I'm like, who the fuck is he fighting to deserve this shit?
Hey,
nobody, man.
150,000 pay-per-view buys. What the fuck that get you? That's not even turning over the profit, bro. 120,000. That didn't turn over a profit. So where did he earn the right at? He didn't earn the right as shit.
Hey, man, I'm trying to tell you, man, these boxing we talking about, we're talking about like what these fanboys are like. What I was talking about, what Black Horse was talking about. These fanboys, man, these dudes will rationalize any fucking thing for their favorite fighter, man.
And at the end of the day, they can say it for verbatim, word from word. I'm duck. I'm scared. No Andre Ward. No Deontay Wilder. And people just turn the blind eye. And it's not even the fanboys and the Hispanic people that defend Canelo negligence and bullshit, whatever you want to call it. It's not even just that. What up, Renardo Till? I see you in the building. Wayne Jr. I see you in the building. It's not even just that though, man. He said Sturm and Martinez did duck Triple G in 2012 and 13. I mean, how did they duck him, man? I mean, Felix Sturm. When he came over to America and Oscar robbed him, that motherfucker never came back. He never left Germany no more. No. But how did Martinez had one knee? He conveniently, hold on. Triple G conveniently came over to the United States after Sergio Martinez and Chavez Jr. Where the fuck was he at before then? Since Martinez
Martinez had a bum knee, man, because I remember Cotto beat up this motherfucker. That motherfucker had one leg.
Back then, his knee was fucked up for the Chavez fight, then the Martin Murray fight. And then here comes Big Drama Show coming to America with Jermaine Taylor out the way, Bernard Hopkins out the way, Cali Pavlik out the way. Sergio Martinez is old, and his motherfucker been pro. Big amateur background career. Martinez started boxing at 20-some years old, bro. Where was this motherfucker?
Triple G conveniently waited till the division cleared out to try to fucking show up. So yeah, those are facts.
He conveniently showed up after. Man, when did Triple G turn pro, man? Hold on, man. And I know people say he had promotional issues in Germany and this and that. At the end of the day, I ain't trying to hear that shit, man. Mikey Garcia had promotional issues for 2 years, and he still did more in them 2 years than Triple G did in his whole career, minus the Canelo fight. But with that fight, because he didn't fucking win the fight, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
This motherfucker was fighting Kasim Uma. He struggled with Kasim Uma. Tell me, since y'all hardcore fans, who's seen the Kasim Uma Triple G fight?
He did struggle with him. And Kasim Uma is a small fucking middleweight, bro, in my opinion.
This nigga, he turned pro. He turned pro May 6, 2006, bro. He been pro as long as Mikey Garcia been pro. You know, Earl Spence turned pro in 2012. He did just as much as Triple G.
See, Kasim Uma, I think scared them towards elite or close to elite black fighters, man. They haven't wanted to fight anybody on that scale when it comes to black fighter since, man. They've gone out of the way, and they know. I think, you know, I agree. You know, 7-8 did a video today talking about that. Just Jamal Charlo gonna knock Triple G smooth the fuck. Because Triple G, you saw the interview. Triple G acting scared of him, man. I just think it was just Abel Sanchez.
And then somebody in one of the weak ass boxing groups on Facebook put a link saying, "Look at this crazy stuff. People think Jamal can knock out Triple G." It's the black me, dog. And I just want to touch on that whole Charlemagne the Guy situation, Bill Cosby shit. They talk about shit that happened 20 years ago. They bringing shit up, trying to destroy it and trying to strip the black man of their dignity 20 years ago. And I'm not talking about everybody else. I'm talking about the black people. And they buying it in, they sharing it, they feeding in, believing that shit, and they strip it down. They strip it down the black voice and the black prominent people one by one. As soon as he's about to go to HBO, get his show off and blow up, they start talking about this shit. Bill Cosby was about to have a new show on Netflix, and he's about to buy NBC. That shit come up. You know, you can even go way back farther than that. James Brown and Sam Cooke was about to be the first black people to own a major distribution of music, and Sam Cooke came up dead. So every time something about to get popping for a black person, or a black person really about to go to the forefront, they make sure they strip them. They try to strip them, and how they strip them, they strip them to the black community, let the black community tear them down, and then the rest of the communities follow. You know what I'm saying? Y'all so ignorant. Go ahead.
Hey, Bill Cosby was trying to buy and purchase NBC back in the 80s. And, you know, they made sure not to sell it. Nowhere in the world they're going to let a company like that go to him. You know what I mean? That's the type of bullshit that's been going on for
he made them all the fucking money they had.
Yep.
Fuck up. Look at this nigga resume. Look at Triple G resume. This motherfucker was an Olympic silver medalist, right? Am I wrong? Was he an Olympic silver medalist? Motherfucker debut was versus a guy 122-3. Like, get the fuck out of here, man. 2006, dog. And next time he had promotional issues, I don't see it in the gap of competition. He fought 6 times in 2007. He fought 3 times in 2006. He fought 6 times. 7, he fought a few times. 8, he fought 4 or 5 times. 9, he fought 3 times. 2010, he fought 2 times. 2011, he fought 2 times. And then he comes to America around a little bit after that. So where was this promotional issue at? Where were we at? Where wasn't he having fights? Where is this big gap like Mikey Garcia for 2 years?
Just like the people that keep talking about, well, you know, Triple G couldn't have done Andre Ward because they won the same weight division, but he said he can beat everybody from 154 to 168. They said, but it doesn't matter though. You know what I mean? Triple G doesn't. I mean, why should he have to fight? You know, Andre Ward. You know what?
The same thing they said about Charlo. Oh, what if Charlo done middleweight?
They said, what if Andre Ward fight with Triple G? Said, what? That's the type of shit you get. What did Andre Ward do to deserve a fight with Triple G? I said, how about Andre Ward and Triple G meet now at catchweight or something like that? Or what if they did something like they met like a 172 or something? No, man, Triple G at 160, but Triple G talking about going to 168.
Folks talking about going to 175 when he came over. Motherfucker was talking about going up to welterweight and shit. Oh, we stopped Sergey Kovalev and sparring, and he didn't want no more. But they don't talk about Tyrell Hendricks. What was his name? Who stopped Triple G in the gym in the body and they destroyed the tape. See, it's so much shit that y'all don't know about that clown ass motherfucker, man. He had a promotional issue. I'm looking at his resume. It ain't like he had no promotional issues for none of the years since he turned pro.
Hey, you heard what David Benavidez did to him? And they said, man, David Benavidez dog walked the shit out of Triple G and sparring. Well, they told that nigga. I mean, they said dog walked him.
You can hear in their voice. That's how it happened. Abel Sanchez said he the truth. He said he the truth, and they got interviews about that shit after they sparred. You know?
Yeah, cause remember David Benavidez said that he'd fight Triple G on Cinco de Mayo, and they're like, stop calling him out. He said, stop, you're making us look bad. What the fuck?
I'm trying to tell you, dog, man. People still defend this shit, dog. At the end of the day, like I said, what has Jamal done? Hey, if Jamal is such a bum and he ain't fought nobody, he should go fight Danny J. He tried to fight Danny J.
Right.
But y'all favorite Punk Eddie Hearn, who trying to use Terrence Crawford name to boost Amir Khan profile. And what they don't know, Bob Arum said that when it comes to the United States, Amir Khan is a promotional free agent. Eddie Hearn is just his UK domestic promoter. But you know what that tell you? That means Amir Khan don't have no real intentions on fighting outside the UK unless it's a fight that he wants. He gonna just milk the UK for their money.
He won't Pacquiao. He ain't ever getting that fucking Pacquiao fight. Ever. So you might as well go fight somebody real. But yeah, what he gonna do is keep saying, oh yeah, you know, me and Earl Spence and Terrence, I'm gonna fight them guys, you know what I mean? It's it's in the works, you know what I mean? The schedules, our schedules ain't kind of lining up right now.
Ramadan, you know, Ramadan kicking in the winter this year, man. You know, I'm doing a different Ramadan. I'm a tier 3 Ramadan taker or something. Man, he full of shit, man. He full of shit, man. And Eddie gonna use Terrence Crawford name and try to pull Amir Khan on, man. So at the end of the day, it is what it is. You know, people say, "Oh, you're crazy to think Jamal could whoop Triple G." Why is it crazy to believe that?
Hey,
you know, who's Triple G whoop?
Earl Spence Jr. called him too. He was offered the Earl Spence Jr. fight too, because regardless of what Eddie Hearn says, Amir Khan is still an Al Haymon fighter. Y'all been lied to by Eddie Hearn. Amir Khan is still with Al Haymon. So I found that out about 3 weeks ago. Amir Khan did not leave Al Haymon. That's a lie.
He came out, but Eddie Hearn came out and said, "Well, when Danny signed his deal, Danny's not with Al no more." And Danny came back and said, "I'm still with Al." This motherfucker don't even got his troops on the same page. He ain't even got his troops on the same page. He be lying just to lie, dog. He want to be Al Haymon. He want to be the anti-Al Haymon. You know how you had Superman, and what was the other nigga name that was the fake Superman?
Oh yeah, I know you're talking about, yeah.
Yeah, what was Bizarro or some shit like that? You had the fake Superman. That's what Eddie want to be, the anti-Al. He want to be
or Flash and Reverse Flash, bro.
Yeah, we want to be the Reverse Flash or whatever shit, or the Bushmaster, the Reverse Luke Cage or some shit like that.
Right.
No, at the same time,
shit, bro.
Yeah, man. Bizarro. Yeah, Bizarro. Yeah. This motherfucker, man, these niggas kill me with this shit. Oh, Triple G had promotional issues. No, that motherfucker, man, I'm in on this, man. And we'll start one up later if Callie want to come back on because I got to eat. Yeah. But, just how quick it took me just to look up his resume and look at his career in chronological order and not see a gap in any years in Triple G. There was no gap and no real gap. It wasn't no real long. It wasn't no years in promotional issues. He conveniently waited for all the middleweight prospects or all the middleweight top guys to go down and shit her. Soon as Martinez fought Murray, he wasn't sure after the Chavez Jr. fight.
Right.
But soon as that motherfucker went to Argentina and fought Murray in front of his hometown, and Murray would really beat him because he only had one knee. Because I'm a hardcore Martinez fan. When he had that one knee, then he came over to America talking about, yeah, Sergio Martinez. Where was you at when he was fighting Paul Williams? He moved up and fought Kelly Pavlik. You was a fucking silver medalist in 2006. You turned pro.
Yeah, he didn't. Kelly Pavlik when Kelly Pavlik was worth something. He wanted nothing. He wanted nothing. None of
Shit,
that.
not even just that. Remember, Arthur Abraham was a fucking powerhouse at 160 before he moved up to 168. He was over there in Germany too. He didn't try to fight Arthur Abraham either.
He's always avoiding stiff competition. Like I said before, when I found out, when I first found out Sergey Derevchenko, because I like Sergey Derevchenko, but I didn't know for certain. I didn't know. I said I knew that they were from Eastern Europe, and I said maybe they had some encounter in the amateurs. Then I found out that Sergey Derevchenko beat the brakes off of Triple G in the amateurs multiple times, and I said, "Oh, Triple G remembers that shit. He don't want to fight. He don't want to fight."
Told me it was the opposite. See, I don't be believing what motherfuckers say, man. I don't be believing what the motherfuckers say. See how motherfuckers? That's why I be doing my own research. And at the end of the day, dog, you know he conveniently marched over here at the perfect time, dog. Soon as Sergio Martinez had that fight with Martin Murray, he said, "Big drama show America." He come over here trying to call Martinez out. Man, I'm trying to tell you, dog. That's one motherfucker I won't shed a tear when he get out of boxing. You know what I'm saying? All you stupid ass fanboys and you got guys sitting here shitting on Wilder, some of Wilder's fanboys and shit like that, like Julius Fox, Ring IQ ass, man. You know what I'm saying? I say your name, your whole government name, Ring IQ, Julius Fox. I know you. He cool peoples and shit, but when this Wilder situation, when anytime black people get behind black people, it's the issue. You know what I'm saying? Shit like that.
Hey man, you saw me in my video today, man. In my video today, I had to get on Hatman though, man, and you know what I mean, and even Sporting Icons, man. You know what I mean? Both them motherfuckers tripping. You know what I'm saying? Especially because I saw Sporting Icons. He was in BWTM. You know, in his chat room yesterday, because it was Beverly Rose was on it. It was guest.
Right?
So when I was Sporting Icons, he was pointing out like, well, you know, we can tell that Jamal. I don't know why people like the Charlos. You know, Jamal Charlo scared of Danny Jacobs. I said, did you listen to what they said? Jamal Charlo said we could drop off our point. He said, well, it's not. You know, there was an interview where, you know, Jamal Charlo said that he couldn't do it. I said, well, you said that's bullshit because I'm going to tell you this right now. Jamal Charlo was already ready to drop his opponent to fight Triple G on Cinco de Mayo. No response from Sporting Icons after that. I said, y'all over there be making up shit, bro. Y'all be making up shit.
Hey, Jake Berg. Yeah, Jake Berg, I know him, though. I'm in that group. I fuck with Julius Fox. He cool, man. He be you know, he just difference of opinion. I fuck with him. He cool as hell, though, man. He be on some crazy ass shit, but hey, you know, it is what it is, man. Shout out to the whole Ring IQ boxing group on Facebook. He be lit up in that motherfucker. That's one of the few last real boxing groups left. And my homies in the championship rounds as well. You know, Boxing Elite, that's going on. All the homies from there as well too. But
one more thing. Did you you know, because Hatman was talking about Luis Ortiz. You know, look at that. He was laughing. He said, I mean, I thought that you know, Spencer Farrell was a lot joker when he said that Luis Ortiz used to spar you know, Lennox Lewis, but he said that Deontay Wilder almost got beat by a 48-year-old Luis Ortiz. I said, well, if that's the case, you know who really looks bad? The guy who fucking ducked him. The guy who was about to drop his WBA title. Because he was trying to duck a 50-year-old man. How bad is that? That you guys, quote unquote, AJ, who's supposed to be the best guy, he ducked him. At least Wilder got in the fucking ring.
And then they was in the same promotional company. I don't believe shit what them motherfuckers say over there, man. If it ain't come from Lennox Lewis' mouth and about that he 48, man, I don't believe shit that them motherfuckers say. Rick Glasser is a fucking clown, dog. Trust me, I already know. He hates Premier Boxing Champion. He hate Al Heyman. He'll say all they numbers when it's bad, but when it come down to tagging him, when you see the top rank card, it ain't shit. Ain't nobody at the top rank card. When ain't nobody watching that shit, he don't say shit. You know, he just a hoe. But tell them where they can find you at, Cali.
Yeah, you can find me at the Cali Enigma Boxing and Sports Network. You can find me at Cali Enigma 2. And you can find me at the Cali Enigma on Instagram and Twitter. I'm active on both. Matter of fact, if you go to my Twitter and if you go to my Instagram, I'm pretty much, you know, tweeting something on there, retweeting somebody on there on a regular basis, and I'm also active on Instagram every single day, so you can follow me on those. Thanks for letting me come on your platform, family.
Oh yeah, if you want to come back later, or if you ain't doing another show, man, depending, I'll probably be up for a minute.
Sure.
Yeah, but here we got a new college sports page. You in the college football, basketball? Check it out. Me, Cali, and Colossal Sports TV. It's right there. Shout out to everybody, the whole LDBC, everybody in between that, YTBC, that keep real boxing shit. Go ahead.
Yeah, because college, you know, said college football, You know, it's July, man. I'm telling you, probably about another 3 weeks, you're gonna start seeing more discussions about college football coming up as the college football teams get ready to head to training camp. You know, for college football starts, man, it's really about 6-7 weeks away, man. Usually at the end of August, you start to see high school football heating up, and you'll start to see you know, college football. So you're going to start to see definitely more articles and videos and more information coming out. And that's what I said. We're really going to step up and pump out a whole lot of videos, and you know, more likely on Saturdays some live streams, man. We'll have some live streams going on a Saturday. You know what I mean? Because, you know, especially after some of the big games, or maybe even after the games are over, after all the big games are over, maybe at a decent time like we do after the boxing, we could actually put together a live stream for you guys. You guys come check us out, and we'll break down some of the games that happened that day. Whether, especially when, you know, the Red River Shootout, you know, games like that, big of that nature, Alabama, LSU, Alabama, you know, Auburn, Michigan, Ohio State, you know what I mean? Big games like that, man. We'll definitely break those games down, man. And I'm pretty sure you guys will enjoy it, man. You know, I'm hopefully we'll be able to work out some things. Maybe we'll eventually in the future, man, we'll be able to get some of the, maybe like a running back or a linebacker on there from one of the colleges or something like that, interview him.
As well. If y'all want more boxing interviews, man, you want to see more interviews, don't forget PayPal link in the description. Time is money, and money is time for me hunting these and running these boxes down. Y'all understand how hard it is to get interviews and go through the hoops and through the PR and through that. Shout out to everybody in the super chat, but I prefer that the PayPal donation. If you want Venmo donations, especially if you want more interviews, you want to travel to the fights and stuff of that nature. Appreciate every donation. If you can't donate, share the video, share this shit, man. Share. And I definitely appreciate it. We on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all those links in the description. PayPal link, description. Patreon page coming real soon. And definitely appreciate everybody out there. Y'all know what it is. It's one time for the one time, the Boxing Clinic and more. Y'all know what it is. We might come back with another live one, but I got some real good content lined up already. One time for the one time. Y'all know what it is. We gone.